everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by Sarge the Destroyer. Say hello.
Heyo! What's up?
We also have a very special guest today. This week we are joined by Matt Schang, and for those of you who don't know, he is co-host of the Mothboys Podcast. He also, along with his co-host Mike and Jake, co-authored the book of The White Monsters of Sherman, New York. And they also organize the Cryptid Festival's Cryptid Bash, as well as Veggie Man Day, along with Danner from Conjure Dust Designs. And he also has a new book coming out soon called Wonders of the Void, a study on cryptozoology through astrobiology. That's
basically it.
Did I miss anything?
That is good.
Way to make us seem like lazy shitbags, Matt.
Come on, I'm more than that.
Jesus Christ. Why don't you take a break, bro?
I'm more than that.
Save some books for the rest of us to write.
Papa's already planning his third book, and I said plantain because it's going to be a astrobotany book. So alien plants I'm tackling next.
Astrobotany?
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude.
I feel bad boosting your ego this early in the show because now I feel like this is how it's going to play out for the rest of it, and dude, I don't know if I can handle that.
I'm a middle child. I got ignored my entire life, so this is perfect. I'm loving it.
All right, how you doing, bud? Speaking of Cryptid Bash, I know that just happened. Last Saturday, the 17th. It's number 4. So how was that?
It was good. It was really good. All the vendors did awesome. We had around 2,000 people throughout the day. We had a bunch. All the best vendors and artists. We had hanging out.
You had You had Cryptid Clyde was there, my boy. He's been a guest on the show a few times.
Yep.
Obviously, Conjure Dust was there. Yep. I think was Bedlam there. Yep. I think he was
Amon
there. Like pretty much everyone was there.
Yeah, everyone was there, and we had a good time. It rained the last hour, but it was funny. Like everyone was already like everyone tore down their tents once it started raining. Danner was like the only one up. And he had like 15 attendees around his table underneath this small tent, and he was like telling like a grand story about cryptids and stuff, because that's his thing, right? Is like he dresses up as like a camp counselor, and
he's like a scoutmaster.
Yeah, like a scoutmaster,
like
right?
Yeah.
And then he just tells stories like people. I think next Cryptid Bash, I would love to have him do like a cryptid campfire tale thing where
I was just gonna say like sit around a campfire or something like that.
Right, and we can make like a fake campfire that kind of moves up and down like this and kind of glows, and have people like stand around this fake fire while he tells stories of cryptids. He's very like good.
Danner would be really good for like if there was ever like he could do like a YouTube children's show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I met him once. It was at Squonkapalooza last year, I think.
Oh, how was that, by the way?
Yeah, last year was awesome. I had a blast. That's where I met a bunch of people. Like I met Danner, I met Cryptid Clyde, I met Bedlam, like I met everyone, and they're all super. Like I still talk to those people like to this day. More so Cryptid Clyde, because his vibe is just everything I've ever wanted in a person.
Yep.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good. There was Clyde was across from me, like our booths, and then to the side there was like a anime. I don't want to say studio, like artist guy. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he understood the assignment of a family friendly event, because he set up these huge boom boxes and just started playing Wu-Tang like as loud as humanly possible. And it was
and just drawing giant squatch dicks.
I was gonna say,
really
is there like some veiny weird hentai? You said anime, and I was like, was there like hentai? Or
I immediately
it was more so the fact that there was small children around, and Wu-Tang Clan and Old Dirty Bastard was playing at full volume.
Yeah.
I remember
I went in the opposite direction. I was thinking like veiny tentacles.
No, it wasn't that.
liberal parents are just the liberal agenda doesn't want their children to toughen up at a young age. But I think child labor laws are destroying this country, and I hate freedom, or I hate people restricting freedom. So
it's all part of, you know what? Go woke or go broke. You're right. That's on me. I should be thinking outside the box.
Cool. That's great. I want to go. I want to attend. It's always so close. And Lisa is she's such a kind human, and
she really is one of the nicest people. We had her on the show a while back,
but unfortunately, we have Cryptid Bash and Squonkapalooza are right next to each other. So we never end up going, but I think this year I'm going to make it a point to do that. This year has just been crazy. You've
been all over the place this year.
Yeah, I'm doing books and school and marriage. My fiance and I were planning a wedding, and
awesome!
Congratulations! Thank you. Being a chicken dad and a turkey dad and doing a farm, and it's a lot, but I love it.
That is a lot. Holy cow. Do you try to sleep at all, or
no, I hate sleep. I mean, I have epilepsy too, so it definitely helps that I don't sleep at all. So
no, famously the best way to cure epilepsy is to stay awake and be stressed.
Yeah. Totally. No, exhaust your brain.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. First off, I'll say I appreciate you coming on.
Love the show. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you were talking to forget it.
I love my show. Thank you for having.
Yeah, I love you. No, Matt, clearly you know more about cryptids and the paranormal than I do, which probably means that you for sure know more about it than Sarge. So if anyone, this is your first...
I mean, that's not really saying much.
Yeah. So if anyone tuning in for the first time, the way the show normally goes is that I will find a story and I will read it to Sarge because get his genuine reaction to it, because he genuinely has no idea what I'm talking about. So finding a story that like neither of you have heard of is proved to be a bit difficult. So what I did is I compiled 3 different stories that I'm going to share with you two lovely gentlemen. All of them are one-off cryptid sightings. All of them like as weird and obscure as I could find. Some in the U.S., some overseas, and hopefully neither of you are familiar with these stories. But there's a catch. Sarge might know what it is. One of these stories is 100% made up, and it is up to you guys to figure out which one it is by the end of the episode. Does that sound good?
I'm so ready.
All right. Yeah, I did.
Okay. So there's only one rule, and that rule is please don't Google the details while I'm telling the story, because I don't.
All right. You know what? Just for you, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to Google it, but I would totally do that.
I know. That's why I don't trust either of you fucks.
I love the easy way out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a follower.
I mean, what's the point of having Google? Yeah. What's the point of having Google if you can't?
And now they're doing AI. Google, you don't even have to click on a link. AI just kind of pops up, and yeah,
your phone's just like, I'm pretty sure what he's saying is bullshit.
Yeah. All right, so that's the only rule.
Cool.
Keep your guesses till the end. You guys are able, you can speculate as we go along, but at the end of the episode, I'll give you guys time to, I don't know, discuss amongst yourselves, or if you want to choose different ones, it's up to you.
Okay.
Are you guys ready to dive in?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Okay. So our first story takes place in beautiful Lima, Peru in the year of our Lord, 1995. It was after dark on the evening of August 29th when 2 men named Antonio Chavez Bedoya and Julio El de Romana were driving down the Pan American motorway with the windows rolled down, listening to Steppenwolf's Born to Be Wild on full blast.
Of course.
Allegedly. Now, when suddenly...
weird detail to put in there.
Suddenly, the driver swerved to avoid something in the middle of the road. The men, confused as to what it possibly could be, stopped to get a better look. Standing there in the middle of the road was what the men could only describe as an alien Christmas tree. They said it was black-ish, quote-unquote, strange being, a Martian, in that it resembled some sort of bush or shrub, stood about 2.5 feet tall, and had a single shiny golden eye in the middle of what they could only assume was the head. They also said that it was orbited by what the men described as, quote, gold and silver strips, almost like garland or tinsel, which is how the alien Christmas tree kind of description came about.
Normally, it's to be expected.
Yeah, so at this point, it's kind of cute, like a Pokemon almost, I feel like. It's like, it has that kind of vibe to it. That is until they noticed that there was kind of like a twinkle to it. Almost like Christmas tree lights. And then upon closer inspection, they realized that those twinkles were actually smaller golden shining eyes, just like all over the thing's body. So it had one big eye and then like a bunch of little eyes like all over it.
So it's like a eldritch horror kind of thing.
Yeah, it's all bad. Yeah. It's like something you see in Bloodborne, I feel like, or like one of those.
Just like imagine the amount of money this thing must spend on Visine.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the first question I thought of too.
Just buckets.
I care.
Buckets.
The men. Like,
how does it get an appointment with the ophthalmologist? Like, how do you do the eye chart? That's like 100 times you got to do it.
Don't worry about
it. These are the details we need to know, though. These are the
things that I need to know about.
So the other thing too is that with all these stories, I'm only going to give you the important details. I left out any like other details. So you're getting just the bare bones of these stories.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't want to make it too easy.
Sure.
Just the tip, just to see how it feels. Got it.
So here we are. We got two dudes driving down the highway.
Sure.
Come across a tree. Tree has an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Tree has garland orbiting it. Don't know what that is. And then they realize it has a bunch of smaller eyes. Fucked up. Disgusting. Now the men were only able to observe the creature for about like a minute tops before a saucer-shaped UFO swooped in like out of nowhere and was just like hovering above their truck. In this instance, the guys were like, fuck this, and got out of there as quick as possible. They don't know if the tree like got on the ship, if the tree like was abducted by the ship, or even if the two were connected in any way. But I mean, like, come on. you can't see an alien Christmas tree in the middle of the road and assume that it's not associated with the UFO.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, these aren't like two random events.
Yeah.
They have to be connected to each other.
That's fucking wild.
So I want to live in the world where they are two random events that happen concurrently, but
I mean, that happens. Like there was like in Pennsylvania, there was like the UFO Bigfoot, like a bunch of UFOs and Bigfoots were seen like all around one time. Like even like a bat squatch, I guess, at one point was seen in Pennsylvania during the flap thing. Like, so it could happen, but I don't think this is that scenario.
Hopping off that Bigfoot, the PA UFO Bigfoot flap, there was actually a story, the Beach 6 landing in Presque Isle in Erie, Pennsylvania. And there was a UFO that landed on a beach and or like in this tree line in a beach, and later on a Bigfoot was seen coming out of the woods like a hairy ape, and it like attacked this car filled with teenagers making out or whatever they were doing.
I do know that story.
Yeah,
and I almost covered it one time.
That's super cool, and it's literally 35 minutes away from me.
I don't want to like derail the conversation at all, but I'm gonna. Yeah. I feel like there is definitely a connection
to the UFO in the tree.
No, to the UFO. Well, yes, I hope there is. Otherwise, you put that in there for no reason. But no, between Bigfoot and aliens, I feel like there's a connection. I've heard a couple of theories about it, and there could be a connection.
You're speaking my language.
Longtime listeners of the show know that I am not the biggest proponent of Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% convinced. But I don't think if Bigfoot does exist, I don't think it's alien. I want to believe that it is just a terrestrial, like it's just here. And because I feel like the reason why I'm going to derail this real quick is
we have derailed. Yeah.
The reason why,
You're welcome,
the
America.
reason why I think that is because I feel like the invention of the theories of like it's an alien or it's interdimensional is because no one can come with like conclusive evidence of it. So like, well, you can't find conclusive evidence because it's interdimensional. The bodies go back to wherever dimension they're from, or the aliens come and pick them up. Like,
yeah,
I feel like those are just excuses as to why no one's found conclusive evidence.
It's the same thing that people do with religion.
Right. Like, is that like a shitty thing? That's
no,
just how
it was
I feel.
interdimensional.
Like,
That's what it is. It's God is interdimensional.
That's just how I feel.
Jesus was abducted by aliens.
I feel like it's like the moving of the goalposts to be like, well, we haven't found any bodies because they transport back to wherever they're from, or the aliens re-abduct the bodies. So that's why there's no bones or whatever. Like, not,
I mean, the thing is, we don't have any conclusive evidence of Bigfoot, but I like that your stopping point is like, no, there's no way there could be aliens. There could definitely be a large ape man that people have been talking about for a while that we can't ever find, and the only photos we have of it are blurry. But hold on, no spaceships involved.
So you're on the side of all the dress up in military garb with an AR-15 and like go hunting.
No, I do not.
No.
I don't want.
They're that kind of person.
Please
where
don't
they're like,
cosplay.
it's flesh and blood. It couldn't be anything else. What are you talking about,
No, I'm just saying I don't. I want it to be.
Dave? I'm going to
flesh and
cancel
blood.
you right
I'm
now.
not saying.
All right, how many tiki torches do you own? Don't lie to me.
No, okay, but for real though,
You know what sucks is that I just shaved my head today, so now all these
Oh
fucking
no!
things,
Oh no!
so
Oh god! Now I'm gonna get
all this
canceled.
Evidence with evidence, these stories, people seeing Bigfoot in association with UFOs and like glowing orbs and all this paranormal stuff. I think truly scientific-minded people would be open to all suggestions until...
I'm not saying I don't. All right, see, I am open, but here's the thing: I don't really believe in Bigfoot, so I'm not gonna fucking entertain any of them.
That's fine.
No, I don't.
All this or any of this could be fake. Whatever.
Can we move on?
Yes,
to the
Christmas
next
tree. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. This is my fault.
Right.
This is my
Christmas
fault.
tree's over. We're moving on to the next story. So the next story brings us to the great state of Maine, but like the shitty part of Maine.
Woo!
It's, it's like northern Maine, where like it's like Canadian border where the towns don't have names. It's like designation B57-2. like you know what I mean? Like 4 people live there, and it's terrifying to even venture into. But specifically, we're gonna be going to the Dabouli Public Reserve Land, which is I
love it.
Yeah, it's described as literally every other national park. So I'm not gonna bother you with the details. Like, have you ever been in the woods?
Yeah, it's got trees.
There you go.
Yes.
Like that's
okay.
Anyways,
Good to know.
This story goes that on the evening of October 23rd, 2016, Forest Ranger Sarah McLean, awesome name, was heading into the woods for her routine patrol for the evening. As she moved deeper into the forest, she claimed she began to feel what she described as, quote, an unusual pressure in the atmosphere. Simultaneously, she also started to hear a faint, high-pitched, oh my God, a high-pitched buzzing sound that sounded as if it was like coming from all directions. She initially thought it was like an insect, and like a cicada kind of sound. But it was October. I don't think.
Do you want me to
last that
do
long.
an impression of that sound for all the listeners?
Pretty please, yeah, yes.
I have never wanted anything more in my life.
I like that you changed pitch.
That's how.
That was
that's
good.
how it,
Well done.
That's
Well
how it
done.
sounded.
I like that there were multiple notes in that song.
Yeah, that's the vocal range of an angel, my friend.
You're already more musically capable than Machine Gun
Yeah.
Kelly.
She later recalled the sound as, quote, it wasn't like anything I'd ever heard before. It wasn't just a sound. It felt like it was inside me, vibrating through my bones. And the
Name of my sex tape.
the deeper I went into the forest, the louder it got. Now, what I have to say to that is just don't go deeper into the woods, Sarah. Like, why the fuck would you hear this vibrating your bones and be like, I'm just going to keep going?
I feel like 90% of our episodes could be avoided if people
Just
experienced something weird
Yeah.
and just left.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Oh, it's weird here. I don't want to be here anymore.
Now, anyways, she said the sensation she felt was hard to describe. Like the buzzing seemed to distort the air around her, which I guess would make the pressure changing make sense. Then
Like a sonic vibrator.
Yeah. Then out of the corner of her eye, she got just a hint of movement. She turned to see what all the hubbub was about. And that's when she saw whatever the fuck this thing is. Standing there, she saw a figure that was at least 7 feet tall with an emaciated body. Its skin was pale and tight with strange patches of like different tones and textures, almost as if it was like stitched together from different like skin sources. Whoa. Its face was completely featureless, like Slender Man, but this is way fucking gnarlier.
So like Jared Kushner.
Yeah, but even without having eyes.
Oh no, I meant expressionless. I was thinking expressionless. Like there's no life in his face. That was my mistake. Sorry.
But even without having eyes, she said that it kind of like turned toward her as if it was like looking at her. But the worst part about all this, besides the fucked up features, is like the way it moved. She said it didn't walk. It seemed to flicker in and out of sight, like lots of herky-jerky movements. And like Sarah's just standing there frozen in fear because, yeah, dude, like obviously.
So it's like every late 90s, early 2000s horror movies where they just like sped up the frames.
Yeah, it's like House on Haunted Hill when all the nurses were like fucking... Yeah, the shaky thing.
Yeah, it works and it creeps me out.
Yeah. She said that it, quote, it was like watching something glitch in and out of existence. 1 second it was there and the next it would disappear only to reappear a few feet closer. But it never felt like it was walking towards me. It was just shifting, end quote. Well, luckily, Sarah wasn't paralyzed with fear for long. She finally regained her... I wrote composure, but I don't want to say that because I feel like you're not composed no matter what you do in the scenario. But she was
no, not at all.
But like she was finally able to like get the fuck out of there and just like hoofed it back down the trail as fast as she fucking could. Luckily for her, she said that buzzing sound faded as she ran, so I don't think like it was following her. But she did say that, quote, I've never run that fast in my life. I didn't stop until I was at my truck, and even then I felt like it was still watching me. So as far as I know, this is the only sighting of this thing that I could find, and I found a couple stories written about it. And the name of it is either Severedkin or Flesh Skeen.
Flesh Scheme?
No, Skeen, Skien. EIN.
So somebody who doesn't have a mastery of English named this.
Well, it sounds like fucking like Norwegian.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's all there is for that one. So how are we feeling about this story? We've got two stories so far. We've got the Christmas tree, the flesh skein or the severed kin, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's up to you, dealer's choice. How are we feeling so far?
About Christmas tree and flesh guy?
Yeah, both. Or just in general, how's life going?
I like it. I think...
The second one is my favorite.
I like the Christmas tree one. The second one is really cool.
Really?
Yeah. The second one does sound like a horror movie. So I'm kind of like, okay, this might be some creepypasta stuff. I have a quick question. When did this? Do you know what year this happened or when it was posted or whatever?
The story happened on October 23rd, 2016.
I wonder.
And it was in the Booley Public Reserve Land in northern Maine, which I looked up. It is a real place. That place does exist.
I wonder if she's experienced anything since then, because I was thinking, like, what if it's like the It Follows thing? And like it slowly kind of follows you. It's kind of like slowly following you for an eternity.
It Follows is such a good horror movie too. It's so good.
I know I said I'm not going to give any more details than what I put in the stories, but there was like other things where it said like over time she did kind of it stuck in her mind kind of thing, like, and she had to go to like therapy and like all this. Like I think at one point she said she saw a priest.
Holy crap.
Like, to kind of try and like, yeah. And like was the thing I like about that story though, is that Maine isn't really known for a lot of like one-off cryptid sightings. Totally. I feel like there's not a shit ton of them there. Like you got like the Spectre Moose of Maine, which is really just a ghost moose. And then, well, the Woods Devil's New Hampshire, but like, you know, there's not like a lot of shit in Maine. So that's why I like that one. And me and Sarge being both from New England, I was like, fuck it. This is getting in
Right.
here. It has to. All right. Are you guys ready for our last story?
I'm ready.
I need to know it.
Oh, well, you guys have theories so far
Yeah, I
about
think.
which one so
Let's
far?
go.
So, like theories, as in you said one was fake. Or do you want that, or do you want that after the third one?
I'll give you after the third one, but I won't like. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll read the last story, then we'll go. From
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So our last story, it's a bit of a shorter one, but fun nonetheless, I think. So
Also
with
name
this
of my sex
story-
tape.
Nice. I was
damn it,
just gonna say that.
He gets me.
So
I get you. I got you.
for this story, we're traveling to Thailand, where on the morning of August 31st, 2005, 10 residents of a small farming village about 488 miles north of Bangkok saw what they described as a small yellow humanoid figure hovering above the rice and lemongrass fields that at the time were owned by a man named, I'm going to butcher this, T. Kitkongbun.
Close enough. I'm
think.
sure it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. The first witness and my favorite witness of this whole story was a 51-year-old man named Sawang Bunratchik, who I'm just going to refer to as Bun moving forward because
I like it. That's cool.
that's a lot. So, yeah. So Bun, and I love him for this, and we see this a lot with cryptid stories, he prefaced his retelling of the encounter with the reassurance that he was in fact 100% completely sober at the time of his encounter, which I would hope so because he said that he witnessed this thing around 8:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, you're not doing good. You know, if you're
Yeah. The worst part is, though, you're not doing good if you're the kind of person who has to tell people you were sober at 8:30 in the morning.
yeah,
Like, guys, listen,
Yeah.
I swear.
I'm not drunk this time.
He was biking past the field when he spotted what he thought was an automated scarecrow in the field. Upon looking closer, he realized that this thing was indeed not the latest in avian deterrent systems, but
JD Vance.
an actual living creature.
Who's got automated scarecrow money?
That's what I'm saying. You're like in an isolated village.
I like how most people know so little about Thailand that you just had to be like, oh, it's 4,000 miles away from Bangkok because it's the only place anybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the hovering quote unquote scarecrow looked over at Bun, gave him a knowing nod, and then stared right at him with large, dark, blood red eyes. The witness said it looked at him with an imploring gaze as if it was in need of some sort of assistance. But my dude was like, fuck that shit, and rode off to tell the other villagers what he was seeing.
Let's go fuck this dude up. Let's get our pitchforks.
Yeah. Let's come back with some pitchforks. Let's clean this up.
This dude's like, please, I need help. I'm bleeding bad.
And he's like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. But upon hearing, like upon the other villagers hearing what he had seen, several villagers, including Bun's friend Sawang Bunyalik, henceforth known as Boone, because I don't want to say those names
fine.
over and over again, raced to the field to catch a glimpse. Boone later told reporters that the entity was about 70 centimeters high, or roughly 2 foot 3 inches in American. It had yellow skin, a flat chest, and a very small mouth. It had a big old bald head with big red eyes and large ears and no arms.
This is getting
no arms
very
he put
erotic.
last, which is
I'm getting very turned on right now.
no. Boone said that him and the other villagers watched this floating, like Dr. Seuss character come to life, just kind of like wander about the field. Like he was just like this thing was just like floating around, not a care in the world, just fucking hanging out for like about an hour. Now I don't know what they did after. I assume they were just like, well, we got jobs. He's not hurting anyone. Let's just let him be. This is just how we live now, and they all just went about their day. The entity was last seen at around 10:30 a.m. by a villager named Kama Pinsaimun, who said he watched a quote-unquote floating child just kind of hang out, then stretch like a piece of saltwater taffy, turn jet black, and then take off into the sky like a rocket.
What the fuck?
No, there's a bunch more to this story, like how once the news broke, hundreds of people a day came to the village and like fucked up all of their roads and stomped through all of their fields and basically just like ruined everyone's livelihoods just to kind of get like a glimpse at this thing that was already gone. But we can get into that later. But anyways, there you have it. That is the Scarecrow of Thailand, and that is our third story. So now it is up to you two to decide which one of these three stories did I 100% make up.
I have to say it's the second one.
Same. Second one. It sounds like a creepy pasta that someone would write.
Yeah, it really does. And the thing is with the jerking motion of like no one described shit like that until those movies came out.
Herky Jerky was my...
That's his porn name, actually.
That's your sex tape? Herky Jerky?
It's just me alone crying.
Yeah. I'm like 70%. You crying, holding a bag of jerky.
Yeah. Just just snacking on Jackal.
You usually got to pay good money to watch that kind of thing. Someone eating jerky in a dark room crying.
Yeah. Well, just fucking just flogging it. Just full on punishing it.
No, I gotta say it's the second one. I'm like 70% sure it's the second one.
It's the herky jerky that got you. It was the herky jerky.
Yeah, that
got me too.
It's the herky jerky. All right. You guys ready for the results?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes. That's correct. Fuck. I thought I got you with that one. I thought it was pretty good because I feel
like you didn't describe the modern horror movie editing, it would have done
Sarge,
it.
I have described herky jerky to you on several episodes.
Yeah, but you made it sound like it was moving and... Yeah, I don't know. The way you described it, if you had not said that, this would have been a much more difficult decision for me.
I did describe it the same way. There's that one scene in the Twilight Boy Batman movie when he's like going down the hallway and they were shooting the guns and every flash of the muzzle flash, he was closer. I did describe it like that. And I'm sorry.
That's what I
thought I did really good.
No, you did.
And Matt, not gonna lie, I honestly,
you did good. You did
you did a great job.
You did so
Matt,
good,
honestly,
buddy.
I thought that one was gonna get you because I assumed interdimensional would have been a big like you'd be like, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it.
But I do think Boone was interdimensional.
Boone's fucking out of control, dude.
I love that story.
That one.
Are you talking about the floating scarecrow?
Yeah, the floating scarecrow.
Yeah.
You know what almost gave up the floating scarecrow for me, and I was going to switch over, as I was like, how many people in Thailand know what saltwater taffy is?
Again, these are my words.
Right, right. But in my head, I like briefly thought about that. I was like, how many... Are they really just munching down on saltwater taffy?
I wonder where saltwater taffy was
Bangkok?
created. Was it like a Jersey kind of trash
we covered
thing?
this. We talked about
actually,
this. So it did come about from New Jersey, and it's a joke. There's no actual salt water in the taffy. What happened is there was like a hurricane that hit Atlantic City, and this like a little boy goes to this flooded candy store the next day. And the guy's like standing in like knee deep water. And the little boy's like, oh, you have any candy? And the guy's like, yeah, I got saltwater taffy because everything is flooded with salt water.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, that's where the term came from. And then it just stuck.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess the Jersey thing, because it just seems like it would come from Jersey.
That's what surprised me because like, I've never been to the Jersey Shore, so I didn't know if they had it. But like, you go to Cape Cod, saltwater taffy is like.
So yeah, that's the episode. Matt.
Hi. Hey, what's up?
Before we sign off, I want to talk about like obviously like what you want to plug, but you got your new book coming out, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know what half the title means.
Okay, so I've
yes, please plug your upcoming library.
So I used to be a huge fan of all those like alien biology shows that were on like the Discovery Channel in the 90s.
Yeah. Did you watch hold on, did you watch Netflix Alien Worlds?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Did you watch that?
No one talked
about it.
I loved it.
I loved it.
So
it was
good.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
No one talks about it, and I think it's so good. There was one where I thought it was kind of a cheap thing where it's like they had the one creatures on the hot side of the planet and like the creatures on the cold side of the planet are the same, but with fur.
Yeah,
It's like, come on, man, really?
They really didn't try with that one.
They did not try with that one at all.
But like speculative biology, it has been like since I was a kid. Like I have a deep love and appreciation for science, evolutionary science. Actually, writing this book made me want to go back to school.
Drove you further away from God.
I haven't been close to God since I was 13.
I mean, one really only needs to look at the giraffe to recognize that there was no intelligent
There's no God.
there.
Yeah, you look at that monster. There's nothing. But I've been wanting to write something like this. Like I was it, like probably 10 years ago, I started writing a book about Bigfoot like culture and how they would evolve socially and biologically.
Oh, very cool.
So you're behind the screenplay of Sasquatch Sunset or whatever the fuck that.
Yeah, so our plan we're gonna be actually. We might be interviewing the director.
I haven't seen it yet.
I heard it was great. I haven't watched it yet. But the thing is so it's a book about cryptids, assuming that cryptids are aliens. And so astrobiology is, for folks who don't know, is the study of life elsewhere in the universe and here on Earth, actually. But but it's taking what we know about biology and evolution and applying it to other worlds, especially the worlds that I place these cryptids on are known moons and planets. Besides one, Veggie Man's planet, I had to make up. And I called it Flutolux. And I created its history and its plants and its atmosphere.
Flutolux sounds like either an off-brand, like whole grain cereal,
like an Aldi version of Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Or it sounds like something that you'd hear in Back to the Future when they're trying to repair the DeLorean.
Yeah.
The flux capacitor, Marty.
Like, oh no,
The Flutolux has gone down.
the Flutolux has gone down, but the flux capacitor cannot get up to 88 miles per hour.
But this is my love letter to biology and cryptozoology and just space. So it's really
awesome.
it's
Fucking love
science
space.
heavy, but if you aren't savvy to all of that, you'll still have a lot of fun. It's very creative.
What kind of research do you do? Like when you go to when you look at a planet or like a moon or something like that, obviously you have to look into like what kind of like atmosphere it has, what kind of like geographical, all that kind of stuff. Like what kind of research do you have to do to find out about those to make sure that your hypothesis of how certain cryptids would evolve there to become what they are today?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? What I'm trying to ask?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So I studied a lot under actual science.
That was a heavy sigh. I am sorry for asking you this question.
No, that wasn't no. So I studied under a couple of scientists, and I've read books and books and books, and it was about a year of study to write this book, of just like reading books and watching docs and like listening to lectures. So it's been a long time coming, and I just haven't had the time to write it and started, and it felt so natural writing this that I want to continue this series, and I think it's something super unique to the cryptid world because no one has ever touched on this stuff. No one's ever thought.
Yeah.
No one's ever wrote about this. You know, it's plenty of people have talked about it.
I'm actually super hyped on this because I didn't know
I'm
the
pumped.
details of
read
what
it.
like this. I didn't know what this book was like fully about. But now that you're describing it, like when I fall asleep at night, is a weird way to start a sentence.
I can't wait for your book so I can fall asleep with it.
No. Like I watch documentaries because I have to have the TV on.
Yeah, me too.
To fall asleep because I lived and live in the city. So like noise and sound is always like something I always needed. And I'll always watch documentaries about either like the super deep sea to see fucked up fish or like
anglerfish
or outer space documentaries. Like I'll watch like there was a series that was kind of like Planet Earth, but it was planets, and it was the voiceover was done by Spock from the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, sweet.
That tells you all like how the planets were formed, like, and it goes through each planet of the solar system. And then like I watched the one. What did we just talk about? Alien Worlds. Like, so now that I know that this is gonna kind of combine everything that I love into one kind of like thing, including cryptids, like I'm fucking hyped.
Astrobiology absolutely fascinates me. I just love the concept.
Right, and you guys will love this. It's speculating the biology and the life of these cryptids on different worlds, and you're gonna really love the Flatwoods monster because it involves Earth's ocean, and you're gonna dig on that one. It's really cool.
How did you pick a cryptid and then like kind of reverse engineer it, and then kind of reverse engineer how it would have started, and then pick a planetoid or a planet or a moon based off of like how you reverse engineered it? Or you're like, you know what, fucking this planet looks cool, I'm going to put this cool cryptid with this planet and then just make it work?
So what I did was I looked at the characteristics of each cryptid, and me being just like a nerd about space, I thought of a planet where, so like I have at night, I think about a lot of this stuff. It goes through my head, just like you. And I was like, I just was like, hey, this cryptid could live on this due to these characteristics. Like, say, an atmosphere's gravity, or how much water is on a planet, or if there is water. One of the cryptids I talk about is chemosynthetic. So it feeds off of gases and chemicals and non-living materials.
Gotcha.
And so I think about, the worlds first, and then I take the cryptids and apply them to the worlds, and it gotcha. Worked. It just worked out. So, oh my God. Oh, I want to just talk about, dude, the Mothman chapter is going to be fucking dude, it's going to be mind bending. It's totally trippy. Now, all of this is
speculative
in science. It's all based in science and science theory, but it's speculation because it's cryptids.
Yeah, obviously.
So people will enjoy it.
But also, it's there's going to be illustrations in the book. I didn't write down the illustrator's name, but I saw the concept art for the Grafton monster that you posted. Looks fucking sick. Who's the illustrator again? I'm sorry.
The illustrator is the amazing Jason Schlossman, and fantastic dude. Yeah, I mean, he busted them out real. It was like significantly quick, but they were so beautiful. It's going to just add.
They're so good.
Yeah, wicked talented.
Now is the artwork that you posted, is that going to be the cover, that like satellite dish, and then like the
cover I'm going to release. I'll tell you the cryptid that's on the cover. It's Veggie Man, but it's a very unique rendition of Veggie Man. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I'm
not gonna lie, the illustration you posted when you like announced your book, with the satellite dish and the forest and it looks like a Power Violence album cover. Like it could be like a like it looks like like you could use that as like a nails
right
like cover art.
That's a drop
the old English font really, and
it's a drop dead riff or riff.
It looks like that, and I love it, dude. And all right, so now I'm even more hyped to see what the Veggie Man one looks like. But I'm super hyped on this, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see what else you got. What else you got going on? You got the book.
Yep.
You already released a book with your compatriots and the Mothboys.
White Monsters.
The White Monsters of
Sherman, New York. Yep.
And
we did that a while. Oh gosh, what is it? It's probably 2 years now.
It was almost a year ago. No, I feel like it was like last year.
Might have been last year. I don't know. Time's weird. It's made up.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I didn't read it.
Yeah. Really?
It's so
short. It's so short. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not. Well, it's not that I can't read it. I just I don't.
It's just that I just don't own it yet.
No. I have so many books that I haven't read yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're mostly true crime, and they're sometimes true
story
crime
of
books
my
are
life.
just like,
dude,
they're just so boring. Like I bought Killers of the Flower Moon, which is really good. I got like halfway through, then I was like, this is droning as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I tried to watch the movie, and I was like, this movie is way too long.
I used to read true crime books, and dude, it fucked me up. So I was like,
I stopped. Now I'm just reading like fucked up history books. Like I started reading what was the one about the Donner Party?
Oh yeah.
That's
The
Indifferent Stars Above. That book fucking rules.
Yeah?
And it's like way easier to read. It's way more fun.
Do they cover the weirdo stuff?
Yeah, it's taken from like the journals of like people that were there. It almost reads like I'm not gonna say like World War Z, but like it's kind of like that where like it's journalistic stuff and also like all like, that is a solid book. Read fucked up history books. Don't read true crime.
Yeah.
Like the Dyatlov Pass book is really fucking good. Like that stuff is where it's at.
If you guys
true crime,
if you guys liked liked World War Z, check out Max Brooks' other book, De-Evolution. I just found out that Max Brooks is fucking Mel Brooks' son.
Oh yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
No one was gonna fucking tell me that.
Well, they made like a huge deal out of it when he released the book.
I had no idea.
That's fucking wild. I did not know that.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's his book. It's called De-Evolution, and it's about this community living up on Mount St. Helens, and the town and the volcano erupts, and it kind of secludes this town, and Bigfoot, who are fucking pissed off from the mountain exploding, come and attack the town. And it's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dude, it's so good.
I am reading the fuck out of that.
That's awesome.
You know what's wild is that I just watched like 3 documentaries in a row about the Mount St. Helens explosion because I don't know why. It's the most like interesting volcanic explosion to me, especially because there's one guy named Harry Truman who lived on a lake right outside of it. And he was like, yeah, if I just, if it erupts, I'll just walk faster than the lava. And then he didn't realize that pyroclastic flows were a thing. Right. He just got fucking devastated. And then, but every time I watch he's in every single one of the documentaries, and every single time he would get brought up, I was like, do you guys watch Bob's Burgers at all?
Yeah.
When she's singing the song, I was like, where is Harry Truman? He's dead in the ground. He's dead in the ground. Like, that's all I can think about while watching this. Like, but anyways, Matt, we've come to the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. I want to really thank you for coming on. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I feel like this should have happened probably sooner,
it did.
But schedules, and you have a farm with chickens, and now you have 2 cats that are named, what is it, Gollum and Schmeagol?
Yeah. We found someone ditched a couple cats on the side of the road, and we picked them up and nursed them back to health. And so now we have 4 cats. We're getting sheep in the spring. And
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
I
it's
just
sick.
want to come live. I just want to like.
Yeah, it's a
camp,
full
I just,
farm.
I just want to like camp in your backyard just for like a.
Dude, we got
like
9
a night or
acres.
two.
We got 9 acres. Just crash up anywhere, you know.
Done.
My wife would lose her mind if she was on a farm with just like goats and chickens and shit.
Like
she'd be all about it.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, if you're ever in the area, Western New York is beautiful. And
Oh, I know. I've been out there a few times.
Yeah?
I absolutely love.
yeah,
Yeah, I love upstate and Western New York.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
totally is.
All right, Matt, plug your shit.
Yeah.
Where can people find you? Where can people do all your stuff? Like, what do you got?
Mothboys. You can it's a comedy. It's a comedy thing. It's about cryptids and paranormal, and it's Bill Gates. Bill Gates said that it was the best podcast I've ever listened to. So, you know, if you love
shit.
if you love billionaires, you're gonna love Mothboys. If you like dead billionaires, you're gonna
If you love billionaires and
Mothboys.
vaccines, check out our podcast.
But you can listen to us anywhere, anywhere except YouTube. We got faces for radios, not for cameras.
Anyway, you can find you at Mothboys on Instagram.
At
or is it
Mothboys Podcast.
At Mothboys Podcast.
And then my personal is Matthew X Schang on Instagram, and I am not straight edge. Obviously, I'm on this show with these two. So, all right, gang. I had a blast. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. All right. And with that, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow us on TikTok, Cryptid Cocktail Party. And with that, Sarge, would you like to say goodbye and I love you to the audience?
I'm also an author.
Oh yeah, Sarge is also an author. He's a coloring book.
It's mostly pictures. It's mostly pictures.
That's
It's almost all
awesome.
pictures.
Sarge's a coloring book. You can go to
SargesSupernormal.com. Get my coloring book for $9.99 and take out your frustrations with being a human being in 2024 with crayons.
I love that. Don't punch walls.
There is no absolutely no literary value to this book, and that was the goal all along. We thank you for coming on, Matt, and we love
anytime,
you, our listeners.
anytime.
We love you all.
Anytime.
anytime.
I'm
going to hold you to
Day
that.
or night.
Yeah,
Hit me up if you want to cry with me. If you want to just talk, whatever.
I'll do that.
Yeah, when I'm having a herky jerky moment, I'll,
Just breathe heavy into the.
I'll give you a call. All right. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.